All right, jumping into a new unit here. We are talking about parallel lines and transversals. So I'm going to open up with two different videos. The first one is making sure we understand there's some just basic mathematical things that we need to talk about. Okay. And first of all, let's define both of these things. Okay. And actually, I've got a drawing here or a diagram that shows both of those things. And it shows where we're going because we're going to talk about angle relationships. Okay, the first thing, parallel lines. It is two lines that no matter where you look at, okay, and you can see you've got, let's say, we'll call this line A and line B, okay? Doesn't matter where you look along those two lines, they are the same distance apart from one another the entire way, okay? And that's what it is. Because remember, a line, okay, goes opposite directions, does not deviate from course no matter which way it goes. When you got two of those side by side, we call them parallel because they're never going to cross, okay? That's parallel. A transversal is when you take a third line and run it through those two other lines. So line C, okay, is the transversal, where line A and line B are the parallel lines. Okay. Two very important vocabulary words that we just went over, by the way. What does this create? This creates a very unique situation. So if you notice, that transversal created 8 angles. And here's the crazy thing, 2 angle measurements. Let me show that to you. Okay, I've got the half moon thing with numbers on it. Call that a protractor, okay? Now, if I move that over here, I'm going to set that up right there. Okay, try not to have my finger move it too much. If you could zoom in, you would see if we measure from right here to right up there, whoop, kind of like that, it's 145 degrees. Okay. Cool. Now, some of you guys are going, okay, so you measured an angle. But what if I come down and then over here, 0 up, 35 degrees. Okay, no big deal. Okay, whoa. Always forget some of the time. It's a little interesting. Okay? Now I come down here. Yeah, we'll get rid of that later. If I come down here, here's the interesting thing. Take a look. 145 degrees, 35 degrees. Okay? Seriously. Okay. So that said, I want you to take a look at that. We're still measuring right here. Okay? And we've got this point that we get to. This angle is 35 degrees. This angle is 35 degrees. This angle up here is 45. This angle is 45. Okay? Now, we're going to get crazy here. Come on. Oh, I'm going to flip this bad boy over. There we go. And now I'm going to bring him down here. Set that up. Just a smidgen off. There we go. Now let's take another look. Take a look at this bottom angle here. Going from 0 all the way to 145 degrees. I look over here, it goes from 0 up to 35. Whoop. I got to move that. All right. Silly technology. And there it goes turning again. Okay. And lo and behold, I come back over here. Look what I've got. I've got 145 degrees. I've got 35 degrees. Okay? So at a gut level, here's what we need you guys to understand. Two parallel lines and a transversal creates 8 angles that are only 2 angle measurements. Okay? Again, 2 parallel lines, a line that comes through it, we call that a transversal, creates a total of 8 angles, but all those angles only measure 2 different things. All right, so we're still in video 1 for parallel lines and transversals, but I added in a video 1A segment because we've got all these numbers up here, but I'm going to color some stuff in. All right, it's kind of a paint by number type gig. But I just want to take like 60 seconds and show this to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use blue. Why? You've seen that sky today? Talk about blue. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to color by number. And I'm going to color every angle that's 145 degrees blue. There's that one. Bloop. There's that one. Got that one. And that one. Okay. Cool. Now I want that one to be bigger. Why? Because I can't. It's kind of fun. All right. Now take a look at what's left. 35-degree angles. Okay. I'll make those guys red. Ooh. Okay. Mr. Moore's coloring outside the lines a little bit. That's okay. All right. Happy little mistakes. All right. And so we come in, bloop. And even though this is a little rough, this still shows us, look, 2 parallel lines, transversal comes through, 2 angle measurements. Okay? So hopefully now you're looking at this going, okay, hey, if we just throw some blocks in there, blocks of color, all of a sudden it's a little more clear of 2 parallel lines and a transversal create 2 angle measurements. In the next video, we're going to talk about all the vocabulary that goes with all these different relationships we just created.